exciting day. New England Metal and Hardcore Fest is our second year in a row. That's really cool. We have a really cool band with us. They're called Fit For An Autopsy. Fit For An Autopsy.
Hey.
They're playing today. It's Friday, second stage. It's Friday, not Saturday. It's Friday.
It's Friday. We play main stage.
I always get second and main. Yeah. The big one.
We play downstairs on the big giant silly stage.
The big one. The big one.
The big one.
So first of all, guys, how's life doing right now?
It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, things are good. We're stoked. Lots of cool stuff going on for us right now. So
yeah, I hear a lot about cool stuff. There's some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Now first, let's Metal and Hardcore Fest. It's a comfortable place to play, right? Good response, good crowd.
All right, so Metal and Hardcore Fest is one of those things where you look forward to it all year long, and then you get here, and it's like stress, play. And then it's like, all right, it's over, party time, hang out.
Yeah, the night's always fun. Yeah.
But I mean, Scott Lee and his whole crew know how to put on a festival, and they've had us here 5-6 years in a row now. And every time it gets better for us, and we get a lot of cool response from people around here, and it's almost like a hometown show for us because we are here a lot. So it's really cool, and we're stoked to be here.
Awesome. Now, they really put you guys on a good day today with a bunch of really cool bands.
Yeah, Behemoth's cool.
Behemoth. The unmentionable right there, but so many cool bands that fit like a fit sound kind of.
I think Scott knows that if he didn't put us on the Behemoth day, he would have just got phone calls and complaining until he did it anyway. So
I tend to be a little pushy sometimes. So.
Yeah, that was a pretty no-brainer.
I mean, today's great. I mean, Thy Art Is Murder's playing, and we've toured with them, and absolutely 100% one of our favorite bands. And Acacia Strain, we've toured with them a bunch.
I think like 6 bands we've toured with are on.
Yeah, I Declare War. I mean, there's just a bunch of bands that we've toured with, people we like. Yeah, the Carnifex dudes. I mean, it's a great, and I mean, 1349 is playing. They're an awesome band. Behemoth, Goatwhore. I mean, the fact that we're playing the same stage with Behemoth, Goatwhore, the 1340. All these bands are like bands we've all looked up to. So this is when that happens. Yeah, Metal Fest is the only time a band like us gets to play with bands like that and really enjoy it. We don't always get the tours with the bands that we've looked up to. So this is a special thing for us.
Now, speaking of like stuff like the Acacia Strain and Thy Art Is Murder, there's some funny pics that.
We're not talking about that. We're not discussing it at all. Hey, you never know what can happen. There's been some talks of some things.
So much better than talking about
I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, and I never have. So I would rather just leave you guys all on the edge of your seats and not give you anything eventually. So it's just the best way to do it. But
you won't find that out from us.
We're all friends, and you never know. There might be. Something we do together recording-wise one day, or we might write some songs together. And sometimes it's just fun to jam with your friends.
I thought we weren't talking about it.
You guys figure it out. No, we're not talking about it. I'm just speculating.
We're not talking about not talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can not talk about it, but you're never here, so I can do what I want. Fight Club.
Now, there's a new addition to Fit For An Autopsy, and from what I understand, Greg killed it. I hear crazy good things.
Yeah, last night was awesome.
Last night was crazy.
I can't believe how the kids were so accepting to it.
Yeah, it was awesome. We were, I mean, it's not that I was nervous that Greg wouldn't perform properly. I mean, he's a seasoned singer, and he's done a lot of touring. He's been in bands a long time, and I mean, just recently he did some, guest vocal kind of stuff, and I saw the videos, and I knew he would kill it. But a lot of it has to do with how people's perception of what it's going to be is and how people respond. And last night, if every show is like last night, man, Bogies, thank you. Like, it was ridiculous, man. It was one of the best shows as a band that we've ever played on our own, headliner kind of situation. And that part of Albany and Bogies is always good to us. So we're really flattered about how last night went. And this dude fucking murdered it.
Yeah.
So
the fans made it really easy for sure. Absolutely very easy. The enthusiasm was just, I couldn't have asked for a better first show, honestly.
Every kid was singing the lyrics in his face, in our face, on top of me. It was fucking
yeah, that's a good way to feel at home like that. I guess you need that like introductory thing. You go, oh my god, this guy's a monster. Let's go. Let's have fun with this.
Yeah, I've always said, when in doubt, just go fucking ape shit. And kids usually grab onto that. So.
Right.
Yep.
Now, you guys got a couple more shows coming up. You got like a few little headliner dates and stuff like that. Other than that, what's the tour coming up?
We got, I think, in 3 weeks, right?
May 15th to June 25th.
Whitechapel, Devil Driver, Carnifex, Revocation, Rivers in the Hill, and us. Rivers of the Nile, according to Metal Fest.
Rivers of Nile. Yeah, Rivers of Nile.
That's not scratched out.
It's going to be a great tour. You know, we're looking forward to it. All the bands on the bill are awesome. It's all guys that we know for the most part, and that should be great. And I mean, all bands that we respect. You know, super good players. The guys from Revocation, Shred, Devil Drivers. You know, huge. Whitechapel's huge. You know, Carnifex has been around forever. They're buddies of ours, and you know, Rivers are just really good dudes, kind of local to New Jersey, so we know them from that. So it's going to be great.
There's a lot of good friends on that run.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a cool run. And it's long, too, so it'll be fun to get to play new places.
First Canada shows ever, too, right?
Yeah. First Canada shows. You know, we want to apologize to our Canadian fans. We had to cancel a couple little shows here and there. We tried not to, but it was just impossible to make it work. And, you know, now everybody knows why. So, you know, we're going to be in Canada for that, and we're planning on at the end of the summer picking up those Canada dates that we missed and making that up to the friends up there who wanted us to come play. And so, you know, that kind of sucked, but Canada's going to be cool. And there's some talks for some stuff in August and some talks about going overseas, some like pretty far overseas stuff. But none of it's really confirmed yet, but we're trying to get it done and be as busy and consistent as we can throughout the rest of the year. And then we're already talking about getting in and recording and writing new material with Greg and getting that done so we can, you know, do things like make a real music video and do that stuff with him. So there's a lot of stuff going on with us right now.
Yeah.
Now, for you gear nerds, look at you, Tim. You got the Ibanez guys here today.
Yep.
Like, ripping that hard always. I saw the booth yesterday. They had it all set up in the back. How's the Ibanez team? I know you guys gotta love that shit.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. They take great care of us. They're good dudes.
Mike Arrigo over there, definitely. I mean, he's from Long Island, so you know we have that whole thing together, and it's always fun seeing him out in LA. And I can't complain, man. Those iron labels that we're playing are just out of control, solid quality, and I wouldn't.
Now, I see you guys, Ibanez was repping you guys instead of vice versa. You had a big picture at the NAMM booth.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
I really like that.
Yeah, they always manage to make us feel like maybe bigger than we are. You know what I mean? Treat us well and do a lot of cool stuff for us. And that was, you know, super humbling kind of experience to walk in and see your face next to like Joe Satriani and Steve Vai and stuff like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that was my first time at NAMM, and like I said, like seeing my picture up at the Ibanez booth, it's like,
that's cool.
You know, wow, it's like I've worked for that. And it's very humbling.
Like the first 5 instruments I ever bought were Ibanez.
Yeah.
So it was crazy for me.
Yeah.
Ibanez is one of those companies that if you play guitar or bass or you know anything about them, you've at least touched one and liked at least one of their instruments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what you play or what you do, they're just a great company. So they got a little bit of something for everyone. So definitely good stuff.
Definitely. Now, Duncan pickups, I know you guys.
Yeah, they're rad.
Big time.
They're super
Duncan
rad.
treats us real well as well.
Yeah.
You know, I play the Mick Thompsons. I have those strung throughout all my guitars, and I love them, man.
And I've been doing the Nazgul Sentient in passive pickups, and just had some interesting stuff sent. I'm trying some different things, and try to set up pearly gates. Which, if you're a metal player and you want to try something a little different in your neck position, that's a great pickup. It's kind of like a 59, but a little dirtier, and it's really, really cool. It's definitely a cool pickup. So they make really great stuff, and they're super customer friendly, and they're a great company. And them and Mesa Boogie. I'm going to throw it out there. I don't know if you knew that, but Mesa Boogie, Tim at Mesa Boogie's, God, they're great, man. That company too.
So much fun.
You know,
Got to get a Mark V at the studio, and I love it. It's on every record that's coming through now. Such a versatile head.
Yeah.
If I had to have one amp, it would probably be that. You know, I love it now.
Yeah.
It was off the Mesa stuff for a minute because they're a little pricier, and it was just like kids go for a lot of 5150s, and I see a lot of other amps come through, and I don't really get a chance to play with those. And Mesa sent one out, Tim sent one, and it's on everything now. It's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm using live. I'm playing the Mark V live, and I have not one complaint about that thing. There's so many. I mean, I really need one tone when I play live, and basically sound like a chainsaw on a 55-gallon drum as much as I can, but it does so many things. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to need to buy another amplifier. It's ridiculous. And this guy over here just got picked up as a full-time artist for Gretsch Drums. So, you know, he's doing that whole thing. So he's pretty stoked about it. He's doing that. So
Metal Gretsch Drums.
yeah, I love it. You know, it's kind of cool for me, like being a guy in a band with a dude that's a shredder drummer on a company that does, you know, stuff for like jazz players and country players and stuff like that, rock players. You don't really see too many dudes shredding like he does. Yeah. You know, so it's definitely cool for him, you know, be an ambassador for the metal community on their drums. So not to talk for him, but I'm stoked for him. It took forever, and there's so much work.
Dude, drums are
There's so much work.
Yeah, drums are so hard to get.
Yeah, they're a really great company. We thank you for everybody who supports us. Absolutely.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you. Now, being 7-string players, the market has opened up so much. There's so much to try. Is it, like, especially on the Ibanez, like, the stuff they've been putting out, you know, they had a huge year for 7-strings and stuff like that. Is it overwhelming at any point?
There's so many guitars to really, like you said, it's...
There's no such thing as too many guitars.
Very true.
There's no such. I could own 1,000 guitars and still find a reason to buy
There's
another
a
one.
lot of companies that are coming out now, a lot of smaller companies that are putting out a decent product, you know, so it's, you know, Ibanez, I guess they felt that they needed to make such a high-end, low-price guitar. They came out with those iron labels, man. Like,
It's easy.
Yeah.
If you know what you like, it's easy. If you're stepping into the 7-string world, you know, I mean, we played 6s when we first started the band, and we decided that we needed that extra push, so we switched to 7s. And we played everything, you know. I mean, we played ESP, we played this, we played that, we played everything we could try, and we just all went back to what we knew. And, you know, it's one of those things where I say try everything, because you're going to stumble into something that you like. Ibanez offers something for every player, but you got to try everything. You know, real talk is you're not going to like what I like. You know, everybody puts up this gear post about something online, and I write things about what I like, but the truth of the matter is that's just to give people an idea. You have to try it all. Like, I saw a kid post online the other day. He's like, oh, you know, I got a couple of opportunities to get a backline for my band, but I've never used this company or this company, and they're giving me an offer. And I responded by saying, dude, like, you're talking about what it looks like on stage to have a uniform look, but what are you going to sound like? Go try it. You know, go spend some time with it. So, you know, no matter what any player says or what anybody uses, you're not going to achieve their tone if you don't try it and find out if it works for you. And that's really the bottom line about all of it. You know, so overwhelming as it might be, there's a lot out there, so go play everything.
Now, one question I have for you is, you guys are actually still with an organic sound in a world where everything's so digital. It's axe effects this, axe effects that. You know, like, you guys do the real deal thing. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so is it comfortable to just keep that and know, like, this works, we sound, you know,
Well,
we have that sound?
To me, it's worked this long.
Yeah. How many bands have been doing it? And it's his fault that I switched away from digital. Because we played here, and he got a Bogner Ubershaw, and I used my Axe Effects, and I couldn't keep up with him live. And I don't care what anybody says, Axe Effects is an amazing tool. If 2 guitar players in the band are using it, it sounds awesome. But there's something about a tube push. It's got a thing, you know? And it's his fault. And he convinced me by doing that that's what I needed to do. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's happening today with sort of kids and computers, the way music's getting made and then being translated to live, it's sort of lost some of the life that I remember when I first went to shows and what made me first want to play in a band and stuff. And it was a pretty conscious decision from everyone to just not go that route, you know, as far as like when we make records, how they sound, and are we running show tapes, playing with click tracks. Like, it's sort of slowly just thinning out, sort of sucking a little of the life out of stuff. And I know it sounds expensive when you get to throw 100 tracks out through a PA on top of your performance and stuff, but it doesn't feel the same as when you watch just a real band, you know, kill it. It's just a different kind of thing. And some kids today, I think the reason why those bands are popular is that's just all they know. You know, they came up and that was sort of the standard. Oh, that's what you do. You just put all your leads on a show tape and you just play the rhythm parts live and it sounds sick. So, but like, I remember watching my favorite bands play, seeing them play the crazy shit that was on the record and being like, oh, that's how they did, you know, and sort of the excitement of like, how did they pull that off? And it's like helps bands grow. It helps people be better live. It sort of makes it it gives more friendly competition. Like if you play a show before the Dillinger Skate Plan plays a show, like you better be on your game. You know, it's that kind of mentality that's sort of gone because everyone's just playing their records from a Pro Tools rig, and we're just never gonna do that.
I like drum sounds, obviously, drum tones.
Yeah.
And when I go live and I hear computer sounds, cool. It doesn't do it for me. You know, I like listening to cool drum sounds. And I know it's hard to get it, but go work out and make it happen.
Like practice.
Yeah.
I love the sound of a cap. There's people who are all just doing straight direct in through the speakers out front, which is cool, but I like that cap feel.
The natural break.
And I like it hitting me in the back on stage too.
Yeah.
You know, that wall of sound that moves you on stage.
I want to feel my bass.
Yeah. It's so weird to play a stage where sometimes you'll play in a club where it's got like a weird thing going on the stage where you almost can't feel it no matter how hard you push. And I always feel like I don't perform as well as I could because I'm not as into it. I like a hot room that's loud and the sound's hitting me in the back. Like there's like little elements that make it better, and that's really important to me. Yeah. And when Shane's playing and I can feel him in my back, it just makes me want to play harder. You know, it's a real sound. And dude, don't get me wrong, there's bands that are great at it. You know, Periphery sounds ridiculous live. They're super clean and it fits their sound. But for what we do, it's just not.
For me, it you know, you take bands like that and you put them in a floor show environment where they're playing a VFW, and a lot of times like it doesn't translate well to those venues, you know, and I mean, shit.
Yeah, that or your computer crashes or something. And it's like we've seen so many nightmares. One kid last year, without naming bands, at Metal Fest, I watched half of a side of a stage just disappear because a computer crashed. I watched kick trigger disappear, so all you got out in the house was just one of the two double basses, and it was the upbeat one, so the music just turned into nonsense. Like, and I'm just sitting here like, God, thank God we don't do this shit, like, because when the technology crashes, like, you're shot, you're done. You can't perform as an artist. It's like, okay, we're not gonna do that.
The idea of having a sound guy is scary enough sometimes, you know, because you're working with a guy hoping that he's going to make you sound great. So having something else that could collapse beyond human error is a really scary thing. You know, it's like anything else. Like, if you put too much thought into something, something's going to go wrong. Yeah. And, God, you got guys that are good at playing their instruments. Less is more. If there's less to worry about, you're going to have a less stressful show, be able to play better, you play to the crowd. But everybody likes a performance. Nobody wants to go and see a guy do this, sit real stiff, you know. You want to be able to play. So less bullshit I have to worry about on stage. Plug it in, turn it on, go, and then it's done. That's it. Loud and pissed.
There's a reason.
Your instrument. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shortcuts.
That was a long question answer session.
Yeah, we like that question.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, having a guy like Will in the band, I mean, he's an audio genius, and you know, I've come in a million times, and I would say, hey man, like I need help with this. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Even like the other day, I was setting up my pedal board, and I called him to ask him a question just to get some feedback. So we have this awesome tool for not only writing records and all that shit, but just live sound and recording sound. And it's great for us. So. You know, he's a very important part of the band, even though he doesn't tour with us. So, I mean, fuck him, but he's awesome. You know what I mean?
Thanks, guys.
It's true. Dude.
Thanks, I guess. Yeah.
You know, recent changes, you know, that...
We're going to address the elephant in the room?
Yeah, there's a big elephant behind the curtain.
Okay.
You probably can't see it, but...
Okay. So, I'm going to make this quick and painless for everybody. We have a new member in the band. His name is Greg. He's fucking awesome. We were put in a really weird situation because we had a member, Nate, who signed on to do some really important stuff for us that's coming up very soon, which I'm sure everybody knows is this tour that's coming up. And we had some conflictions and some problems that we had to really do a lot to get into that tour, and it was a lot of work. And he decided, to not be in the band. So everybody wants to know why we're bitter, why we're upset about certain things. There's internet stuff going on, which we're really not addressing too much. That's why, because we had some commitments and it fell apart because he made some choices. And, you know, I mean, having a track record like that, it is what it is. This is the one and only time we're going to talk about it. We have Greg. He's fucking rad. It's a new thing for the band. It's a new chapter. He's got things that he can do that Nate couldn't do. And obviously Nate had things that he could do that Greg couldn't do. But we're going to do something new now. We're going to have a new thing to work with. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to write new music. We're going to take a little bit of a different direction on things because that's what you do when you have new talent in the band. But we're still going to be fit for an autopsy, and we're going to do what we do. And if people love it, we love you for loving it. If people want to give it a chance, that's great. But if you don't, fuck it. I don't care. None of us care. So Nate Johnson's not in the band anymore. We are sorry that people are bummed about it, but we got a great fucking singer, and we're going to keep going, and we're going to make what we want to make until we're done. And that's when we'll stop.
This band is more than just Nate Johnson.
This band is more than all of us. This band is a message that, you know, Will is the backbone for creating. Him and I started this band 8 years ago. We had another guy before Nate, and we brought Nate in, and then he did what he did. So we move on. This band is not about a face or a name. It's not about being fucking cool. It's about the music we make and the message we want to send in our lyrics and our music. And Greg has some really great stuff to offer us. And he's, you know, being a little quiet now because he's the new guy. But I'm hoping that he's going to grab the reins and run with it because I've been talking a lot the past few years trying to keep the band forward. And I want somebody to be a front man and take the reins and do that. So hopefully he can be that guy.
I also think as a musician that he stepped up in a scary situation too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Today is the second show.
Yeah.
And it's a Metal Fest.
Metal Fest second show. There's no pressure involved with playing with Behemoth on your second show.
My first rehearsal was in front of 2 major touring acts, so that was like, I mean, it's always the best way to jump in things anyways. Just fuck it, all right, let's go.
All eyes on you too.
Yeah,
And
it's just like, all right.
And for the record, we got 2 great records with Nate Johnson, and, you know, cool, thanks. You know, like, you helped us get where we're at, and now we're going to keep going without you. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, everybody has something to say, so say what you want to say, and, you know, that's it. I don't want to ever fucking talk about it again.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even spoke to Nate since he quit the band. And as a guy who's spent a lot of time with him and writing all these records and coming up, you know, like, just living with him, making this music for weeks and touring with him, you know, if kids are a little upset that we were upset about Nate, then, you know, I just want them to understand, like, when you're upset, you speak your mind and you say, this sucks. This kind of sucks that these things happened. Yeah. And I hope one day it all gets pieced up and we see him and we're friends and stuff. But, you know, it's just we were put in a weird place, and I think it's good that our fans generally understood why we had to make the move, and we still kind of got the support from everybody. So I'm happy that kids didn't really turn on us. We were able to get out of like Nate's like Nate's, you're ruined without Nate Johnson. Like, obviously we were concerned because of such a like legendary singer he was, you know, when he left the band. If this was 6 years ago, it would have been a much bigger blow to us, you know. I'm just glad that the people that liked Hellbound and Process and stuff, and like our Fit for an Autopsy fans have become way more numerous than our Nate Johnson fans from, you know, 5-6 years ago. And it was great to see the support that Greg got. So for everyone who sent like positive messages and stuff, I just wanted to say thank you too, because that was real cool.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, aside from just Nate, a lot of bands pussyfoot around how they feel. And one thing about Fit for an Autopsy is that we don't care about that shit. We're going to say what we want. We're going to write the records we want. We're going to make the videos we want. I mean, we're going to do what we want. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes the label wants us to do things. Sometimes management says you need to do this. And sometimes we do things that they don't even like. But we don't care. Like, that's what we are. And I'm fucking 38. These guys are all grown fucking men who've been touring forever. And if you don't like what we have to say, the best part about that is there's other bands to listen to. But if we came out and we gave this big, soft thing, it wouldn't be who we are. It wouldn't be where our music stands. It wouldn't be what we are. And it wouldn't have felt real. Like, I talked to Will about making this announcement that was a lot softer, and I sent an email around to everybody, and his response was, no, that's not what we are. And I agree, and I'm not going to change who we are and what we want to do as a band for anyone, and we're all interchangeable. Every band has done a million things, brought a million different people in. It's all in who you bring in and what you do. So at the end of the day, we did what we wanted to do because that's what we're always going to do, and that's what our fans expect of us. And our fans are our friends. If they have an issue, they can come say it to us. We've responded to people online about certain things, and we won't respond to other things. So if you don't like it, cool. If you do like it, cool. But let's move on.
I think the real Fit For An Autopsy fans appreciated that we got back so quick and didn't miss a beat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think they can appreciate
I
that.
think people didn't even have time to worry about it.
Yeah.
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 We didn't have time to worry about it.
I had fucking, yeah. Anyway.
This poor guy. This guy, like, he showed me his playlist.
iTunes playlist.
There's like 200 listens on every song in our set. And, you know, last night we did, I think, 7 songs. And he learned 7 songs in 2 weeks and came into practice like he'd been practicing with us for 6 months.
Didn't miss a beat, man.
And I can tell you, honestly, he missed one line, one time, in one song, and he was so mad at himself about it. Dude, fuck it, he's awesome. Fuck all you people, he's great. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You know, and fucking, it is what it is,
If you
dude.
don't like it, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's right.
You heard it from Fit For An Autopsy. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
Oh my God. Play the hammer.
So to wrap this up, you know, I'm sure a lot of your fans are gonna see a lot of cool stuff happen very soon.
We hope so.
For those of us that are at Metal Fest, we will see Greg destroy tonight. Until then, you know, there's tours coming up. Go see these guys. Make sure you understand that you're supposed to love and worship this band. You know, that's a no-brainer.
Fuck that, just come hang out with us, man.
Come
We're
check
fucking nerds, we just want to hang out.
Buy me a root beer.
Buy Tim a root beer. You know,
These guys are actually all pretty nice. You know?
Except for me.
Don't be giving me
Yeah, don't let
compliments.
fucking-
You're nice too, man.
You're a sweetie too, you know.
Too nice.
But anyway, Washed Up Media all motherfucking day. That's what we say around here or something like that. Check out Fit For An Autopsy new album, Hellbound. Get that, cop it, buy merch, and do all that stuff. And I guess we'll see you in the next interview. And if you don't like it, fuck you.
Goddamn right.